Alright mate, so everyone knows that you've got to be consistent in the gym in order to make and to see progress, and sometimes this takes a while. It could take months or even years before you start appreciating what you've built. And it's a shame that it's such a long process, but in order to be consistent, there's ways you could go about achieving it, and I just don't think it's talked about too much. People say that you need to be consistent, but they don't provide real answers on how you actually become consistent. They just say you've got to tough it out, grind, and just have tough months or even years of almost forcing yourself to go to the gym. And that's really not the way to do it. Now, you do have to be consistent, but there's a way you go about doing it to make it easier for you. And it's going to be different for everyone, essentially. And to get straight into it, the easiest way to make progress in the gym and with your physique is to make the commitment to the gym sustainable for you personally. And when I say personally, I mean doing things that you enjoy, exercises that you like, maybe leaving out exercises you don't enjoy. I know that's worked a lot for me, and once you start falling in love with the process, the whole thing becomes infinitely easier. Of course, there are some days where you've just got to grind and tough it out and go to the gym when you don't want to, and those are hard days. But if the majority of your days you're looking forward to going in and looking forward to specific exercises, specific workouts, the whole process becomes so much more enjoyable. And if it's enjoyable, you're going to keep on doing it. And it's this element of consistency that I don't think is talked about enough, that you have to enjoy it, and everyone's going to have different methods of doing this. So don't get told that there's only one right way of getting in shape, because there's absolutely not. You probably noticed for me, I train in a pretty empty gym, and that's because I enjoy training at night. I usually train after my shift. I work at the gym, so I finish at 9 p.m. and by that point, I think like after 7 p.m, there's hardly anyone in the gym. Some nights, especially on like a Thursday, Friday, I've got the gym to myself, and it basically feels like a home gym to me, which is amazing. I really enjoy the sessions there. I haven't trained with the training partner now for years, I think, a couple of years at least. And I'm still going decently strong. I enjoy those quiet and peaceful sessions. I say peaceful, I'm listening to some pretty heavy music, and obviously training pretty intensely. But for me, I find that quiet and peaceful moments to myself are what helps me get the workouts done every single day. And I enjoy that time to myself. For me, it's just a time where I find I'm completely present in the moment. I think it's easy, especially in the modern day, to not be present, to always be thinking about either the past or the future. And there was this quote I read, I can't remember in what book I read it in, but it was, if you're anxious, you're living in the future. If you're depressed, you're living in the past. And both are illusions in the infinite and eternal now. And that really got me thinking, and I was like, it's so true. You're just stuck in your own mind when you're thinking about either the future or the past, and they're both not real. They are simply illusions that are keeping you out of the present moment. And just thinking about that quote really helps me focus on the moment, and translating that to the gym, it really helps me utilize my time correctly. I'm not thinking about nonsense when I'm training. I'm hardly on my phone. It's just me, the weights, got some nice music on in the background, and just grinding out the reps and sets, and I fucking love it. And you've got to enjoy this journey, otherwise you're gonna quit halfway through. You're not gonna follow through, and like I said, sustainability is the key. When you start to enjoy the process, there are no shortcuts. you don't want there to be shortcuts. You want it to last because you're enjoying almost every moment of it. And yes, of course, there will be challenges, there will be difficult moments along the way. No journey is complete without, a trial or two. Um, but growth comes from uncertainty and suffering, pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. And yeah, this has just worked for me, enjoying the process, and I'm sure it will work for you as well. It really is a simple life, but it works. Some days you might want to take a day off, and that's fine. Everybody feels like that, and honestly, you can. You take your rest day, or even if it's not a scheduled rest day, take at least one day off. Or sorry, just take one day off, and then come back, stronger, reinvigorated, more motivated the following day. Don't miss 2 days in a row. You've just got to get back to it as soon as you can. As soon as you miss a second day, you'll miss a third day, and then you'll start giving up on yourself. You can't tell yourself you're going to do something and then not do it. Every time that you fail to do something that you've told yourself you were going to do, it just becomes easier to mess up and to give up the next time you try and attempt the same thing. And I see it so often with people in the gym. Like, oh yeah, I'll start, putting on weight or putting on some size and muscle mass or cutting or any goal that they've got in the gym. They'll give it a try. They might go strong for like a week, maybe 2 weeks, and then they'll just give up. And as soon as you give up, you've just lied to yourself, and it becomes easier to continue to lie to yourself every other time that you try the same task. And it just becomes harder and harder and harder to become consistent. I believe it was James Clear in Atomic Habits that said, if you miss one day, that's fine. But if you miss 2 days, that becomes the start of a new habit. And we want to be consistent in the gym in order to build a good physique. And to do that, we want to build habits that work towards this goal. And the more habits that you find that you enjoy, the more consistent you're going to be. And that's honestly the key, is to enjoy it. Enjoy the habits, enjoy the process, enjoy the journey in your own way, because obviously everyone enjoys things differently. And eventually it will become ingrained in your lifestyle, and it will just become a part of who you are. And when that happens, nothing can stop you from achieving the physique that you want. You would have built that foundation, you would have enjoyed the process, and you would understand that there's still a long way to go, but you're not going to give up halfway through. You're happy to carry on. All right, that was just a quick one from me, and it was just something that I was thinking about the other day, on how I manage to stay consistent even if sometimes I do get a little out of shape. I've been gymming for like 10 years now, and I still love it. I still fucking love it, and hopefully you could fall in love with this process yourself, because honestly there's just nothing better. All right, catch you guys in the next one.